Let's do a resounding bell there. I'm already 30 seconds behind schedule. I'm in trouble, folks. I appreciate you all taking the willingness to stand without asking. So with that, if you will, let's share with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please remain standing. As always, a moment to recognize those that are in need of our thoughts, prayers, or actions. Are there any that you are aware of? I know it's shared that Vince is back home and he shares his well wishes and thanks you for the well wishes you have provided to him. So thank you for that. But I'm not aware of anyone else within the club. COVID. When's that word going to go? Is that a 5-letter word? Well, also, Kentucky has been ravishly hit by flooding. Thus far, 28 individuals have lost their lives. So let's also keep those people, their families, and those people that are providing assistance for them as well. So please, we'll take a moment for that. Thank you. You may be seated. Before we do this, we have a few guests to introduce. So we have some opportunity here. Jim Black has a special guest, Vern Hawkins, but Jim will do a special presentation, John, in just a little bit. But we also have another individual with us that Jenny, you're going to introduce Abby for us. So I appreciate this.
The club's guest today is Abby Schaefer from U.S. Bank.
And unlike other times, I want you to be extra friendly to Abby because she's thinking of joining the club. So after she joins, you can act how we normally do. So thank you. I hope you know that I'm only partially kidding. Now, let's take the opportunity to formally sing to our guests.
Yes, and we welcome not only Abby, but our district governor and his spouse. So welcome to joining with us. We have a song we sing every week, the welcome song. And we've sung it for quite many years, is my understanding. I'm fairly new to it, but we sing it to the Notre Dame fight song. So everyone, I think, should be familiar with the words. So let's really sing it out. Welcome to you from Ames Rotary, Nevada, London, or Gay Paris, from far off lands or the USA. We're glad that you are here today. Come back again whenever you're near. Join us and then we'll make it clear. Around the world you will always be. Welcome at Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Always, as tradition, first Monday of August, we always designate or honor or share with our birthdays. And today we're not going to, because of time, we're going to not make you all sing again, because it takes a little while to sing happy birthday to every one of them. And then, so birthdays for the month of August, a lot of anniversaries. So we'll give you just a moment to look at that. And then members, and we've had some people that have been part of this club for a significant period of time. And we also have, look at that, 3 members that have their first anniversary this month, which is also fun. So thank you all for your contribution to Rotary and being a member. Being August 1st and being a Monday, I always have just a quick trivia point or to share. In 1876, on August 1st, Colorado was admitted to the Union, becoming the 38th state. In 1936, the Summer Olympics in Germany, in Berlin, began, and efforts by Adolf Hitler and by the Nazi Party to demonstrate the superiority of the Aryan race were undermined by the success of African-American athletes, and notably Jesse Owens. Also in 1981, you're all going to remember this, I know, the cable television network MTV debuted. So we're looking for somebody to come up and do a singing video. And in addition, this day is known as Spider-Man Day, Colorado Day, Homemade Pie Day, and World Wide Web Day. So when you all go back to your homes, offices, or have conversation, you're all better for it. It is now with a great opportunity and a great honor that we're going to take a special moment. Oh, cut time. Oh, and I even have that with me. On your tables, there are books. Thank you, Karen. We're asking each of you to autograph these to take with you, and you'll be signing above the raising readers. And then Lynn will be taking these back with her, and then they will be distributed to the young people on their birthdays. So. I don't know if you heard that, but sign them and leave the books on the table, and then we'll collect them and gather them and get them distributed. So thank you for that. Thank you, Karen. I apologize. And Lynn, I apologize for that as well. Now we will take the opportunity to introduce John, who will just a special opportunity with Paul Harris recognitions. So John.
Thank you, Ken. Good afternoon, everyone. Just 5 weeks ago, I was up here and we recognized several of our members with Paul Harris Fellow recognitions, as well as one of our members as a major donor. And today I get to do the honors again. We will recognize several more members with Paul Harris Fellows and another one of our members as a major donor. Now, even though we're only going to recognize a few of our members this afternoon, it's noteworthy that collectively, as a club, you have continued the tradition of this club of strongly supporting the foundation. And I have evidence of that. The Rotary fiscal year for 2022 just ended in June, and the numbers are in. I wanted to share three numbers. Contributions to the annual fund. So this is the fund that gives Rotary the most flexibility to fund projects and programs, both domestically and internationally. We went in the year with a goal of 20,000. You contributed 23,118. That's 16% over goal, 7% over fiscal year 2021 with fewer members. Polio Plus Fund, one of Rotary's highest priorities. The goal was 6,500. You contributed $7,819. That's 20% over goal and 18% more than the previous year. The Endowment Fund, we did not have a goal set, but there were contributions of $10,000 this year to that fund. So when you add them all together as members, you contributed in excess of $40,000 to the Rotary Foundation this year. And on behalf of the foundation, I want to thank you for your generosity. So now let's recognize some of those members that helped make this possible. As I call out your name, I would ask you to come up to the front, accept your Paul Harris Fellow pin, and have your photo taken with District Governor Steve Wieneke, as well as with our club president, Ken. And we'll do this by category. We'll start with Paul Harris Fellow +1. Pam Elliott Kane, Mike Epicet, and Harold Pike. Could you please come up? Oh, yeah, second. Paul Harris Fellow +2, George Belitsos, David Carlisle, and Paul Livingston. And we have one Paul Harris Fellow +5, Doug Timmons. I have to say this, Doug is my neighbor. He understands service above self. I was out of town for recently, and as I'm returning and driving into my drive, there's Doug out mowing my lawn. I need to leave town more often. And now it is with great pleasure to recognize another one of our members as a major donor. This individual could not be with us in person, but by the marvels of technology, will be joining us virtually. As you know, a member of the major donor status is one who has contributed $10,000 or more to the foundation. And they're eligible for a major donor crystal, as well as a pin or pendant with a diamond embedded. And so I'm very honored to recognize Sarah Buck, who has generously contributed both her time and talent to Rotary and financially to the Rotary Foundation. Sarah has, served the Rotary both as a club treasurer. She's been a foundation chair. She's been at the keyboard here for the music committee. And in addition, she's a member of the Paul Harris Society, which are those members who commit to contribute $1,000 or more each year. So I can't be more proud to recognize Sarah with this major donor recognition. In our June meeting, we talked about how members could contribute or use their Paul Harris Fellow points to recognize individuals with the Paul Harris Fellow. And Jim Black would like to do exactly that. Jim, if you could come up along with Vern and make your Paul Harris Fellow presentation.
It's my pleasure to introduce Vern Hawkins to receive the Paul Harris Award. Vern and his lovely wife Dolores celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary this month. Vern and Dolores have one son, Curtis, who lives in Ames. Vern worked for the Iowa State University Office of Admissions for 42 years, retiring in 2014. His duties included establishing freshman admission policies and serving on numerous committees, including all university judiciary, students with disabilities, and Native American Symposium. He served as Ames ISU YMCA board president and ISU Boxing Club advisor. Advisor only, he never competed. Some highlights of Vern's community service include chair of the Ames Ecumenical Housing Board, Story County Community Foundation Board of Directors, deacon, elder, and general board chair of First Christian Church of Ames, Ames Human Relations Committee, Ames branch of the NAACP Executive Board, and Food at First Board of Directors. Two examples of service that are most meaningful to Vern include participation in an exchange with Nigeria that included 5 other Iowans and was led by Rotarian Charles Samuels and funded largely by Charles Gabus Ford. The trip fostered better cultural understanding between the two countries by having participants live with several families. Providing leadership for Iowa Special Olympic Summer Games starting in 1988, especially in the areas of the race walk and softball throw competition. Vern was recognized in 2013 for 25 years of volunteer service to the Special Olympic Summer Games. Vern has continued with only a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic. Vern Hawkins.
Just one final comment. At our June meeting, we introduced the concept of members using their Paul Harris Fellow points to recognize heroes of the community. And earlier today, the board did approve that concept. And so the foundation committee will be coordinating with the public relations and membership committees in terms of putting the plans in place to really accomplish that this fiscal year. So with that, I'd like to, again, thank all those who were recognized today and for the club for its generous contributions to the foundation. And I will now turn it back over to Ken.
Service above self in all regards and all respects. Thank you all. I now have the distinct pleasure of introducing our special guest today, District Governor Steve Wieneke and his bride, Brenda. Steve has been an active Rotarian since 1996 and has been a member in 3 different Rotary clubs in District 6000. He had to keep moving. Steve has served as president of the Rotary Club of Johnston, president of the Rotary Club of Ankeny Evening Satellite Club, and assistant governor. And of course, today he serves as district governor. Steve retired in October of 2021 after serving as the human resource manager for a private duty home health care agency, A+ Home Care Services in Ankeny. Prior to this, he worked at Iowa State University for 7 years in the Office of Risk Management and as the Youth Protection Officer. Steve served in the National Guard for 33.5 years and retired at the rank of colonel in 2012. His first professional job was as a high school agriculture education teacher and FFA advisor at Solon and Tipton, Iowa school districts. Brenda has also been involved in education and is a retired elementary school teacher with 38 years of teaching experience at First Union and Winterset Community Schools and at Apples of Gold in Ankeny. Brenda is currently an administrative assistant for a local realtor. She's been a Rotarian for 3 years and has served as the Rotary Club of Ankeny Satellite Group Secretary for the past 2 years. And probably the proudest achievement, Steve and Brenda reside in Ankeny and share 5 adult children and 8 grandchildren. With that, please give a Rotary welcome to Steve and Brenda. Thank you.
And thank you very much for those kind introduction and allowing Brenda and I the opportunity to come visit your Rotary Club today. It does feel truly like coming home for me personally, since I spent a number of years either as a student or working here at this institution, and I really fondly have a lot of great memories. I'm probably trying to figure out why I didn't move and live in Ames. But anyway, it's been great to get to know the board members. We had a very lively debate and discussion, and I'm really honored. Brenda and I are both very honored to be here today. So the first couple slides that we're going to go through kind of highlighted, Kent actually highlighted some of those. So I'm a farm boy at home at heart. I grew up in East Central Iowa, and I somehow made my way to Ames and Iowa State University when I lived so close to that other school on another part of the state of Iowa. I loved my agricultural roots, and it was very hard and challenging for me to leave education because I really loved working with high school students. Here's just a couple of our favorite photos that we've taken, and Brenda and I are still in our honeymoon phase. Believe it or not, we were married less than 2 years ago. So we're starting over with a new marriage, and we're having a great time. And so our blended family looks like this. This was taken about 2 years ago. We do have one, if you're counting heads of grandchildren, there's only 7. One was not delivered yet. So we're having a good time. So what I really wanted to focus some time on today is to share some things related to what we're doing within Rotary and Ames, and what we're doing for District 6000, and not spend a lot of time boring you to tears with a bunch of initiatives going on at Rotary International. Although I could do that if you really want me to use that script, I can, but I'm not going to. I don't think anybody wants to hear about all that. The young lady that's on the slide above us is our Rotary International president, Jennifer Jones. 117 years of Rotary history in our organization. First female president. It's about time that finally happened in this organization, way past due. It's okay to pause for that. Although I haven't had a chance to be up close and personal with Jennifer due to COVID and restrictions we've had for our district, International Assembly, where all the district governors across the world get together, we were not permitted to meet in person. And when you are one of, I didn't even know the final count of district governors across the world. When we met in Houston in June, we had an opportunity to have some time to interact with her, but you could well imagine somebody as well known as Jennifer trying to get up close and personal her and get a personal photograph with her. It was not going to happen even with a district governor. So maybe I need to rekindle that relationship a little bit farther. I will tell you that I'm really enthusiastic about Jennifer Jones because she knows our district very well. At our talk of table over lunch today, we had a couple of people asking, so when's Jennifer coming to visit our district? And I said, she's got a pretty tight schedule. I'm not sure that she's actually going to show up and visit anywhere in our district, but the invitation has been extended. And I will tell you that she has got a loving, caring heart that is very infectious. She's very enthusiastic, and as you could well imagine, she's very passionate about what she wants to do. I want to talk a little bit about the theme that we're celebrating, Imagine Rotary. There are so many different ways I could go talking about this. This subject is really dear to my heart, and I will tell you that I'm wearing a color that Jennifer didn't say that was one of her top 3 colors. So we're going to talk about the colors and the meaning behind this symbol as well. So for one of the first times that I can remember in years, and maybe some of our past district governors that are in attendance today can say that, well, the international president has always had a blazer or jacket color identified for their year. Jennifer said, do what makes you feel good. So I guess I could have worn my hot pink one or my orange jacket. No, I don't have any of those colors. Somebody knows where I can find a nice purple blazer. That's what I'd really like to find. So talking about the elements of the theme design, they begin with the circle of the Australian Aboriginal culture that signifies our connection to one another. The dots around the circle represent people. There are 7 because of Rotary's 7 areas of focus. The circle and dots come together to form a navigational star, serving as a guiding light. The solid line underneath is what is referred to as a digging stick and is used when doing hard work. Since Rotary members are people of action, it represents a tool for getting things done. The colors green, purple, and white are not necessarily attributed directly to that culture, but they each have their own distinct meaning. Purple stands for polio eradication, green for the protection of our environment, and white for peace, which is one of our core missions. Those of you that have been in Rotary for some time understand that we have a vision statement. And the vision statement is a very powerful message. If you want to be able to explain to somebody in brief terms, like a new visiting Rotarian, this is exactly what we would expect you to share with that person so they have a better understanding about what the Rotary organization does. Rotary International also has priorities and goals and objectives. Now, rest assured, I'm not going to go down and name every single priority, and I'm not going to identify every single goal and objective. What I'm sharing with you here are highlights of what Jennifer Jones' message and Rotary International's messages are, and I'm going to embed my comments today during my presentation, how it relates to each one of these priorities and goals. Now, during the board meeting earlier this morning, we were talking about, so what are we doing across District 6000 for partnering with other international civic service organizations? For those that don't know, the other 3 international civic service organizations listed in addition to Rotary here, all thought Rotary must have been a great thing. Back in 1905, when we formed, it's amazing that these other 3 international organizations started their organizations within 5 to 12 years after we started ours. So Paul Harris must have been on to something when he started our organization. So in the coming year, Jennifer Jones is asking Rotarians to dream big and to take action. One of many of my initiatives for the coming year will be to emphasize the importance of collaborating with community partners. During the week of September 11th through 17 this fall, these 4 civic service organizations will be planning and conducting joint community service initiatives to celebrate our local communities. Each of these international presidents of all 4 organizations are locking arms and asking all of our Rotarians and all those other civic service organizations to do good work in our communities. I encourage your club leadership to work together with these organizations and help people in need. Together, we are stronger. Be sure to let me know what you've done, and please share the details so we can celebrate together. Partners exist closer to home. They are those other Rotary clubs that are maybe neighbors that you've wanted to partner with or you have partnered with. I would encourage our Rotary clubs to look for neighboring Rotary clubs and work on local community service projects, as well as what you've done very well here with many of your global grant projects in the past. So membership engagement is one of my hot topics that I love. I've been very deeply involved with membership growth and development individually, as well as with organizations since I can remember as an adult. So strategy, I'm going to talk about strategies and core elements of what drives membership engagement. Rotary is always focused on the importance of networking and extending our reach to invite other people we meet and to share what we do. Past RI President Shaker Mehta informed us in June that the Rotary organization has grown from 1.2 million to 1.4 million, a gain of over 200,000 members internationally. He attributes this growth to its members responding positively to his initiative, if you remember, each one bring one, or as I like to say, get your ask on. This past year in District 6000, we've experienced tremendous membership growth for most of the year, but our losses continued to outpace our gains. We ended up losing more members than we gained this last year. We must focus more effort to close the back door on caring and retaining our current members. Intentional and frequent member engagement, getting members involved, investing in them right away, asking them, what are you passionate about doing? What is it you want to do? Assigning them responsibilities and making sure they feel heard and they are appreciated and are important members of this organization. I wish to emphasize the importance of offering the opportunity for new prospective members to join our ranks. Today, Rotary International Jennifer Jones and I encourage Rotarians to be welcoming, take interest in our fellow members and guests, show them comfort and care. If we don't know our members and we don't know what they are passionate about, what they want to do, we don't serve our members and we don't serve our communities. We need to engage our members so that they love their Rotary Club and they love their Rotary experience. I know you're not going to be able to read all the fine print up there. That's all right. I just want you to have the image. So personal growth and development is one of the areas that I've seen for almost 26 years of my Rotary existence in 3 different clubs. And I think the one overarching thing that I would like to emphasize to every Rotarian this year is importance of getting to know something about Rotary that you don't already know. We have a lot of members that initially will join us and they get brought in and they know something about the Ames Rotary Club, but they really don't know that there's another Rotary world out there beyond their own local community. So I would encourage our members to attend district-sponsored educational events that we offer each year. We have a fall education assembly called One Summit. We have a spring education assembly. We have district conferences that provide all kinds of great learning opportunities. And we also offer an opportunity for each member to be a part of our Rotary Leadership Institute. So I happen to know a little bit about Rotary Leadership Institute. Once upon a time, I was a new member struggling and didn't know if I was going to make it. First 5 or 6 years are pretty rough for Rotary for me. It's because of many of the things I just got done saying that weren't happening. And I felt like I was lost at sea. And even my sponsor, I couldn't even tell you, I know who my host and my sponsor is. And I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way. He's not in attendance today, and I will probably change my topic a little bit. But I will tell you that until you are afforded the opportunity to really get Rotary and know and understand and appreciate Rotary, it's really important that you create a culture for people to learn about those things. So Rotary Leadership Institute is probably one of the best kept secrets we have in Rotary. It's a tremendous learning opportunity for any Rotarian to learn more about their Rotary organization. I happen to be the coordinator for District 6000. This is not a sales presentation for you to come to RLI. but I would love to invite and extend an open invitation for all Rotarians to take part of it. We offer sessions each fall and each spring. It's a big obligation and commitment. It's 3 Saturdays to complete the entire course. We encourage you to attend whenever you can. Some members, it takes 8 or 9 years to finish. Some people get it done within a short period of time. We have a course going to be held in Mount Pleasant on October 15th and another session in West Des Moines on May 6th, I believe. There's informational brochures on the back table. If you are interested in the subject and would like to learn more, you can take one of those brochures on your way out. So youth programs, as you might expect, Brenda and I are both very passionate about what we can do to help extend our reach and help provide great opportunities for our youth, whether you're talking about elementary or middle school or high school students. I recently attended our Iowa conference, and I'll tell you what, it was a life-changing experience. I had heard that term so many times, and probably others of you that have had that experience have attended, you hear about it, but you really can't even visualize what it's like. But to be immersed and live with and interact with high school students nonstop, very long days for 6 days, what a great experience is. So if you ever have the opportunity to encourage high school students to attend RILA, to sponsor them on a scholarship to go attend, I would encourage you to do that. If you are passionate about wanting to take care of and help coach, mentor, and train and lead and teach leadership experiences, that was an excellent opportunity as well, and I would encourage you to do that. The other Rotary youth programs of Interact and Rotary Youth Exchange programs are amazing opportunities that we can offer our high school students. These programs demonstrate how we can support and nurture the development of young people and to be prepared to serve in future leadership roles. I encourage your club to be active in all these youth programs. So this next topic is a little different than what you've probably heard other district governors talk about. And I'm not comparing myself to any others, but I will tell you that the one area that we need to focus on is looking at alternative meeting opportunities. Over the past few years in Rotary District 6000, we've shared a vision to expand our reach by offering Rotary membership opportunities. One important way we have done this is by offering alternative dates, times, and places for existing members and prospective new members to participate in Rotary that best suits their individual lifestyle. We currently have 12 communities in our district that are in a process of either having an active satellite evening group after hours, or they are working on forming a morning or a noon club that is different than their traditional club they currently have. Satellite groups should view this opportunity of expanding their reach as a force multiplier, not a decisive way. We're not asking clubs to divide and create and make a divide within your community. I suggest that we think outside the box as how we can most effectively extend our reach with other new prospective members and providing them with an opportunity to serve so we don't continue to exclude people that would like to do what we do on a different day and time that fits their traditional meeting date and time. We've heard quite a bit about the Rotary Foundation. I don't need to go through a great deal of that, but I will tell you that the Rotary Foundation is a not-for-profit organization. It's a corporation, a 4-star rated charity by Charity Navigator for the past 12 years. There are very few clubs that can meet that criteria, organizations that meet that criteria. It's supported voluntarily by our voluntary contributors of Rotary members and friends. I will tell you that I'm very impressed with what your level of giving is. The one thing I'd like to do is thank all the members for what you've done. And I would encourage you, if you haven't seen the light yet, to give to the Rotary Foundation. It's a wonderful organization that drives a lot of very important work that we do at the local community level for community service grants at our district, as well as global grants that your club has been very successful in. I encourage all of our members to be every Rotarian every year, EREY, which are $100 giving on a sustaining annual basis. We're all very well aware that we had a new active polio case hit in New York just within the last week to 10 days. Ukraine has created more challenges for us in the last 5 months as well. We know polio is just a plane ride away. And so we're still this close, but we still have not looked at it yet. We still have work to do. And I would ask all of our members to continue to keep that fight against polio. A win against polio is a win for global health. On the back table also is a handout flyer that talks about our Polio Plus Society members. It's a way for us to recognize members that are contributing $100 or more a year. And we would encourage you to take a look at one of those and consider getting recognition. I know that many Rotarians are already giving well above that level. If you haven't been recognized, please sign up. It doesn't obligate you to pay any more, but what it does, it helps get you recognized for what contributions you have made. Next, I'd like to speak about our signature projects. Brenda and I have put together a project that I think is going to be near and dear to many people in Rotary in our district. And that's why we've come up with children's literacy and reducing food insecurity are projects that we're going to be working on in the coming year. I will tell you that the plan I'm going to outline a plan of what Brenda and I have done for the Rotary Club of Ankeny. We are teaming with our noon club on our evening satellite. Our club is hosting multiple events, and we're inviting children and families in the community to attend activities that may include the serving of a meal, offering food for them to take home, providing reading and learning activities that allow parents and Rotarians to engage with children and to give a child a book to take home after that event. Various events will take place in locations such as elementary schools, a Head Start center, a city library, a farmer's market, a pediatric health clinic, fire stations, and police stations, just to mention a few. I'd like to have Kent come forward for a special presentation. When Brenda learned that we had So reducing food insecurity, we've got a long ways to go. And, you know, us that are here today that had the privilege of having a great meal today, can't really wrap our heads around the problems that we have. But I will tell you that the homeless problems, food insecurity, literacy problems, they exist here in our own backyards. And you don't have to go very far if you want to look and observe and see what's going on. I applaud you for what you've done for literacy projects in your community and food insecurity projects. I asked you to think about doing, sustaining those projects you've been doing in the past and continue those on forward. In the back handout, and I know there's like 20 different piles of handouts back there, but we have another handout back there. It's focusing on our foundation dinners. I'd like to encourage and invite you all to attend one of 2 foundation dinners that we plan to host this fall. We typically will have 1 or 2 every year. We have one close to home for you in West Des Moines. on October 21st, and another one going to be held down in Muscatine on October 28th. Please plan to make, please be intentional and plan to make one of these. What they will do, I will tell you, is that we're not going to ask you or shake you down for more money, because we're coming to celebrate what we've done for accomplishments. We have some great speakers coming. We're going to talk about successes for community service grants, global grants, Polio Plus. We have a survivor that's going to be addressing each of those crowds. So there's going to be a lot of fun involved with all those events. And I'm going to call Brenda forward to talk about the next couple slides.
Okay, so on your table, you have a save the date card that looks like this, and there's a poster over there. That is our save the date for our conferences. We've had members of our district say we would like to have something that is shorter in time, less money, and I don't have to travel so far. So we've listened to those people, and we're going to do 3 regional conferences instead of one big one. And so the one that will be closest for you would be the West Des Moines one, but you're welcome to attend Carroll or Coralville if those dates work out better for you. There are many reasons why we think you might want to go to the conference. We know that it's going to be a lot of fun. You will be able to interact with fellow Rotarians from around District 6000. We're going to have door prizes, silent auction. We're going to auction off desserts even. And you might learn something new that will help make the Ames Club even stronger. We are going to do an incentive where one lucky winner will win a $200 night on the town prize. So the Rotarian who attends a conference will be drawn from the club that has the highest percentage of members. So if Ames Noon is the highest percentage and you went, your name is in the hat, and you could win $200 to go have a fun night on the town. So we think it'll be a lot of fun. There are some other reasons on the back of the card why we think you might want to attend. You will be able to sign up online. Okay. Also on your table, there is the new lapel pin. I know some of you collect the pins, so be sure you take one of those today. We also have a business card. So if you need to get a hold of Steve, there's the information for you. You have a new ink pen, and there's a save the dates, important dates. So those are not only for your leadership team, but we have things on there like the RLI that Steve talked about, the foundation dinners, the conferences, some other educational events that you might want to attend. And finally, the Rotary International Convention. This last year, it was in Houston, and we went and had a great time. Next year, it's going to be in Melbourne, Australia. And I always thought it was Melbourne. And when we were in Houston, they informed us, no, that's not how you say it. It's Melbourne. So I even Googled it, and that is correct. So if you are interested in getting up close with the kangaroos, the koala bears, seeing the coral reef, this could be a trip of a lifetime. It is going to be over Memorial Day weekend, May 27th through 31. You'll be able to form lifelong friendships with fellow Rotarians from around the world. And we hope that you will decide to join us in Melbourne. And finally, Steve is open if you have any questions for us.
The softball, the easy ones, I'll give her the hardball ones.
Any questions? Just a minute.
Yes, George.
Hold it. I'm going to give him the microphone so that.
You spoke about the satellite clubs emerging and other changes in clubs structure. I'm wondering, has there been any discussion or do you know of anyone that's planning to start an e-club or one of the cause-based clubs in our district?
Excellent question, George. Thank you for asking that. I will tell you that there have been a few. I'm thinking maybe about 3 clubs that have expressed interest in forming an E-Club. I know that our past district governor, Alka, has expressed interest in helping put together an E-Club throughout our district. I don't know of any clubs that are looking specifically for cause-based, but that is another prime example of thinking outside the box and create an opportunity for those that have a particular strong interest in one cause area. So thank you, George. You can start one, and I'm sure it won't take you very long to find some followers. But remember, you can be in one Rotary club, technically.
One else?
Well, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate the opportunity to come speak with you and wish you the best of luck for having a great Rotary year.